Discovering Robert Frost. Early life. Robert Frost was born in San Francisco, California on March 26, 1874. In 1884, Frost and his family moved to Lawrence, Massachusetts following his father's death. The move was actually a return for the Frost family as their ancestors were actually New Englanders. Robert Frost graduated from Lawrence High School, where he shared co-valedictorian honors with his future wife, Eleanor White. Just 2 years after graduating, the New York Independent accepted Frost's poem, My Butterfly, entitling him as a professional. I bet we can all guess who the butterfly was that he was writing about. Work, life, and children. Robert Frost bounced in and out of prestige colleges throughout his time studying at Dartmouth and Harvard. He was supporting his high school sweetheart, who he married in 1985, but struggled ultimately with the shandles of life early in the beginning. They had 6 children, but 2 passed at a young age, leaving them with 1 son and 3 daughters. Robert Frost worked by teaching school and farming. This supported his family while he was writing poem after poem, waiting to get better tier recognition. Some pictures of a young Mr. Frost. The move. In 1911, the dairy farm Frost was running was passed down to him, which led him to make a decision for his foreseeable writing future. The publishers in London, England were more chance-taking rather than the ones in America. The ones in America were more chance-taking on younger poets and writers, and not so much of the people who they believed were past their peak. Robert Frost made the decision to sell the farm and use the money to move his family to London and pursue his poetic dreams. Through his first year with his splendid efforts, he published a classic in his first book, A Boy's Will, in 1913, which had some of his more famous works in it. Some famous poems from A Boy's Will: Storm Fear, The Tuft of Flowers, Mowing. All of these became standard anthology pieces. The follow-up. His second piece, North of Boston, had even more famous works added to his resume. Some of the works from this collection include Mending Wall, The Death of the Hired Man, Home Burial, and After Apple Picking. Headed back to the States. In 1915, Frost bought a farm in Franconia, New Hampshire. Despite throwing farming back into his income along with poetry, his family still was not getting adequate support. This led to him returning to his work of teaching, professing the University of Michigan and Amherst College. He professed at those 2 colleges for 22 years, 1916 to 1938. Robert Frost did have a Pulitzer Prize in poetry with his piece, New Hampshire, in 1923. Other poetry volumes that were famous from Robert Frost are West Running Brook in 1923, Steeple Bush in 1947, and In the Clearing, 1962. These are older pictures of Mr. Frost. And my favorite Robert Frost poem would have to be The Road Not Taken. This poem speaks well to me, as I feel everyone can interpret this in their own way. I think that this is what made Robert Frost so special, his ability to reach everyone in a way they seek it most. His poetry came from the heart with his wisdom and experiences. He will forever be mentioned as one of the best poets of all time, and in my opinion, the best. He has tremendous talent that didn't get noticed until late in his life, but now that it was discovered, it will forever be cherished. His passing. Robert Frost died on January 29, 1963, due to prostate surgery complications. He was 88 years of age. Robert Frost left his mark on the world with his outstanding poetry and perspective on the world. His words will live on forever. These are my sources, and thank you.